I once knew this guy who was annoyingly happy. Like everything was always 110%. He was always smiling. My students called him Mr. Smiley. Not nicely, because, well, I don't think it was forced. It seemed just a bit unnatural. We all yearn for happiness, but the Bible doesn't really talk about happiness that much because happiness is based off of circumstances. If I've had a good night's sleep, and if my kids are behaving, and if my students are listening, and if I enjoy the meal my wife cooks, I might be happy. God's looking for something deeper. God's looking to create in us a sense of joy. But joy is a bit harder to pin down. So what do we make of it? There's a book in the Old Testament called the Book of Nehemiah. And in that, there's a fantastic line, "The joy of the Lord is my strength." And it's a really nice line. It looks great on a Post-it card. But what's interesting is that the book of Nehemiah happens in a place where there's a lot of uncertainty. There's fear, there's weeping, there's sorrow, but he still wants them to be joyful. And that's because joy is not meant to be one of a series of emotions. Today I'm happy, tomorrow I'm nostalgic, then on Thursday I'm melancholy, and then I'm joyful. No. Joy is meant to be underpinning everything that we feel. Jesus experienced every single human emotion. He was tired, he was happy, he was sad, he was frustrated, he was sarcastic, he was nostalgic, he was fearful. He experiences it all, but is still joyful. And in fact, the book of Hebrews says that for the joy that was set before him, he endured the suffering of the cross. And we don't make a lot of sense of that sometimes because we think of suffering and happiness as being opposite. Well, how does joy fit into suffering? Because at its core, joy is not about circumstances. It's about recognizing that whatever we go through, God is good. There is still goodness in the world. We may not see it, we may not feel it, but we know when we believe and we trust that it is there, even in the midst of our honest wrestlings and our honest sorrow and our honest frustrations, we can see beyond it. So that no matter how challenging our life might be, God is still good. There is goodness in the universe, and in that we can rejoice. And in that, there's more strength than we can possibly imagine.